And speaking about, in general, the world market, there was a big thing that happened. And we were talking about it a little bit, right?
Yeah, pretty crazy stuff
And
happening
go
out
to,
here.
no, don't do that yet. Go to how, open the,
Uh,
to right? Get it ready,
yeah,
yeah.
now the South America situation is getting pretty
Yeah, so
wild.
we
That was
we pulled the Venezuela. We
yeah,
got Maduro. I'm surprised at how well we did it.
yeah, no,
And
that
we're
was
gonna
insane.
put a video up
What was it, two
right
hour operation?
right there, yeah. And we
Crazy.
lost nobody, lost no
And
equipment.
they took out hundreds of guys,
Yeah, so
apparently.
well, let's hit play on the video and let's go back to the OBS though too after we hit play.
How do you capture a high-value target when the whole world is watching? You create a
This is
masterclass in
interesting.
deception. The CIA set the stage with a
No,
single
'cause we
building
wanna
as
see
bait
how
and
the
filled the
OBS,
sky
'cause we
with
wanna see the
150
internet
aircraft to
thing.
create a deafening
Stay with
sonic
this.
shield for the helicopters to
At the
drop
bottom,
Delta
you see
forces.
the green bars.
F-35s lit up the
Make sure it
perimeter,
doesn't
turning night into
OBS.
day. By the time the dust settled, the helicopters had already touched down and Maduro was gone.
This is what we need.
We'll also look at how the U.S. uses the F-35 jets in its Navy to launch a large-scale
wish.
attack, all in the video ahead.
Oh man. Anyway,
In the dead of night that is 2 in the morning, the lights went out in Caracas. By 5 a.m., the president of Venezuela was gone. But how U.S. played in deception games. While the whole world were focused on the aircraft carriers in the Caribbean, a shadow war was being fought on the ground. This wasn't an invasion, it was a surgical extraction.
yep.
We finally have the declassified timeline of how U.S. forces breached the heart of Caracas and extracted Nicolas Maduro. Let's start with step 1. The setup. This didn't happen overnight. For months, the U.S. had been tightening a naval quarantine around Venezuela. The U.S. Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group and the U.S. Iwo Jima Amphibious Ready Group were parked off the coast. The pretext was clear. The U.S. designated the Venezuelan government a narco-terrorist state, specifically targeting the drugs lords, but while the Navy squeezed the coast, intelligence assets were tracking one man. They waited for a specific window, a moment where Maduro was stationary and vulnerable. Step 2. The strike. It began at exactly 2 in the morning Venezuelan Standard Time.
On the ground,
High above, several
Well, it's CIA
F-35
there
stealth
for
fighters
Yeah,
punch a
that's what I'm
hole through the
saying,
enemy lines, destabilizing their anti-air defenses. Like these Russian S-300 missiles located all over the strategic high-value target. With the skies
mole in his security party.
You probably
think I heard about
plenty,
that.
dude. When your
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
currency is worthless and you're getting paid like nothing.
Bro, right? Honestly.
That's why he had Cuban soldiers defending him. His own soldiers won't even defend him.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
yeah.
did you hear what happened when they started the bombing?
People
lot
are
of the-
cheering.
Well, people were cheering, but not only that, part of the military, they were hiding out in shopping centers and they were hiding in certain
Yeah,
locations.
they didn't want to fight for a guy that doesn't pay them.
Right.
And we learned that like a military will not work for free.
No,
Right.
absolutely not.
So, and realistically, they destroyed their currency. He was a terrible leader for them, and he honestly destroyed a very beautiful country.
Yeah, I know.
And I feel
Yeah.
bad for the people there. I
Yeah.
really,
It should be a very rich country with the amount of oil they have. It's
well, the oil's very low quality. It's kind of one of the worst, but it's a
still,
lot.
It's a lot of it though.
It's still oil.
It's will be good for us and them because they'll have the refineries.
right.
They'll have the ability to sell to us, and their economy will improve. And I think it'd be really good.
It'll also open up tourism as well.
Tourism as well. Yeah.
I mean, look at what was that? El Salvador with the other
I know
guy
you're
from
talking
Cali?
about, yeah.
Yeah, dude, they cleaned that up quickly.
And then tourism
And the
improved.
tourism boomed almost instantly. It was
Yep.
crazy.
And it would be good for them, first and foremost, supply distance. It'd be good for us drastically, help lower dependence on other countries, and then
Right.
it will help, and they're closer, dude. The cost of shipping from Venezuela is a lot cheaper than shipping from Saudi Arabia, I tell you
I mean,
right
yeah,
now.
absolutely.
And
That and it keeps other foreign powers out. It keeps
Yeah.
Russia out of there. It keeps China out
well,
of
not
there.
only that, it protects us, like I said, as well,
Yeah.
yeah. But it will, if it can lower gas prices here, that would be huge. It'll boom our economy. It'll boom their economy.
Huge.
Both people can win. That's how things can work. Both sides can like succeed, can
Oh, yeah.
benefit.
I mean, there's money to be made, so yeah, absolutely.
He-
I'm down.
they-
I might go visit.
Yeah, I thought about it too.
Well, they just told everybody, any U.S. citizens, to evacuate immediately. So maybe next year.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they're having an armed struggle right now.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they don't have any centralized leadership properly,
Well,
and people don't respect the current leadership, and different groups want to take over.
Yeah.
Well, the vice
exactly.
president announced that she was taking over.
Yeah, no one respects that.
Oh
at all.
yeah. I know.
So I feel like because the vice president, the dictator, no one respects that no one wanted. So
Right.
obviously, they're not gonna respect the vice president.
Exactly.
Oh, for sure.
And now you have different groups, and I do think we probably will have to go back in to get like the proper people in charge,
Oh, 100%.
because otherwise you're gonna have a civil war, and we don't want that.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
gotta like actually get the right people in charge there, before otherwise it's gonna go into chaos.
Right.
Because Venezuela, like the socialists came to power because they're socialists in the country.
Right.
They are socialists fighting to keep in control,
Yeah.
and you don't want them to win because then they're gonna get more aggressive, and they're gonna be aggressive against us.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
they're gonna, and if another socialist gets some power, it's gonna be way worse than Maduro. You do not want that. I want the people to succeed.
go
We need
for-
somebody who's
well-
more like Malay from Argentina, who's
Right.
gonna fix that country.
I feel like it'll work out because after
No.
seeing what happened to Maduro, who's really gonna
No, there's a lot of bad people
like
there.
they're gonna try, but like
They can succeed.
well,
People don't have guns.
yeah,
Kind of like here, dude. They don't have guns. They can
that's
get
right,
screwed
yeah,
over. They
that's
can.
right. They're like yeah, that's right. Socialism and communism. First thing they do is take your guns.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
don't have anything to defend themselves with, dude. They will. If another socialist gets in power, it's gonna be way more brutal. They're gonna have to crack
Yeah.
down on everything. It's gonna be brutal for those people.
And then we'll
If they have a
actually-
leader like Malay that will fix their country, it'd be so beneficial for all of us. Want to hit play and then go back to the OBS?
all right, yeah.
Cleared, the path opens for Delta Force helicopters to fly straight towards the mission. Here comes the deception as the helicopters flew. The jets started firing with more strikes as it hit Fort Tuna, the main military base and command center, and La Carlota Air Base, destabilizing Venezuelan air support. Reports from the ground describe widespread explosions and a sudden communications blackout. The chaos wasn't the goal, it was the cover. But how did the raid happen? We have to look at step 3. Under the cover of darkness and chaos, the Tier 1 operators went to work. But what is the exact unit tasked with the mission? It is the Delta Force, one of the most elite secretive special forces units in the US military.
Good boys.
Witnesses in Caracas reported low-flying aircraft skimming the rooftops, flying well below radar coverage. The team breached a secure compound believed to be a safe house within the massive Fort Tuna complex. Resistance from the Venezuelan Presidential Guard was swift but ultimately futile, as the helicopters lay cover fire. The operators moved with surgical speed, landing on multiple points. But how exactly the capture and extraction happened? For this, let's look at step 4. Specialized helicopters hovered over the objective to insert the assault team. While dozens of attack helicopters laid down suppression fire, the Delta Special Forces descended and started the search for the high-value targets.
Peter's dying.
How did they find him? Simple.
Yeah.
The CIA had planted spy inside Nicol's Maduro close circle. While back in the US, Delta Force built an exact
Think we
replica
better
of
be
his
on
safe
there than
house,
the leather.
rehearsing the raid until they could do it blindfolded. While operators breached the room so fast, his security could not even react to the situation as the sound of flash grenades disoriented the security guard. Using blowtorch, they caught him before he could even lock all the doors. Maduro's shock and awe froze him as
Wait,
Delta
hold on,
Force
glass.
breached the compound. Nichols Maduro and his
this video's
wife,
not that good.
Celia
They didn't
Flores,
have
were
him in the
physically
Nike jumper.
secured. This wasn't a negotiation.
He's
They were
supposed to have
detained
the
and
whole fit on,
immediately
boy.
moved to the extraction point. These aircraft are capable of performing urban extractions from buildings and refueling in midair. Within minutes, they were airborne, leaving Venezuelan airspace and heading to a secure floating staging base in the Caribbean.
That's insane.
This Operation
Right.
Southern Spear has changed the geopolitical map of South America overnight.
Wow.
But wait before after the extractions, there were reports of F-35 jets also leading the tip of the spear for the attack. We'll look how the United States used F-35 jets instead of F-16s for operations in Venezuela, because this is a well-organized and militarized Venezuela has positioned advanced Russian S-300 missile systems, Chinese radar networks, integrated Russian air defenses, and Shahed drones along its borders. This creates a highly lethal and challenging environment that older S-16s would struggle to survive.
Wow.
As stated, around 150 aircrafts and a massive 8 U.S. destroyers were stationed there. It also has 3 amphibious aircraft carrier and surveillance plane to turn it into a massive command and control juggernaut capable of overcoming a modern military's air defenses. Signals are ready.
To see that and be like, yeah, I want to take the guy that they just took out. Yeah, I want his spot now.
Well, he's a strong man.
That's
and
insane. Yeah, well, you wasn't very strong on that day.